Right, let's talk about online casinos. They're everywhere, aren't they? Popping up on your phone like a digital whack-a-mole game you never asked to play. The thrill of Las Vegas, the glamour of Monte Carlo, all from the comfort of your own increasingly stained sweatpants. And their popularity has, to put it mildly, exploded. Why? Because it's incredibly convenient. You don't need to book a flight, you don't need to put on a shirt, you just need a Wi-Fi connection. And a questionable sense of financial optimism. It's gambling. But with the same effort it takes to order a pizza, you'll later regret. Which, as it turns out, is a dangerously appealing combination for millions of people. The allure is obvious, shiny, loud, constantly screaming about big wins and life-changing jackpots. It's a fantasy sold by the gigabyte. You see ads featuring people who look suspiciously happy, holding giant checks, laughing as virtual coins rain down on their screen. So how do they do it? How do these platforms keep you coming back for more, even when your bank account is screaming for mercy? The answer is simple and sinister. They are designed from the ground up to be addictive. This isn't an accident, it's a feature. Every color, every sound, every animation, crafted by a team who know human psychology. They call it persuasive design, a polite word for manipulation. Same science as social media, but with your rent on the line. Think about the games themselves. When you win, even a tiny amount, your screen explodes, lights flash, bells ring, coins cascade. It's a sensory overload, a digital party celebrating your genius. This is called a reward schedule, and it triggers a dopamine hit in your brain. But notice what happens when you lose. Often it's quiet, the reels just stop. Now you might be thinking, surely there are rules for this sort of thing. Government bodies, regulations, someone watching over this, and the answer is yes, sort of. Like a single, tired-looking security guard watching a 100,000 person festival. The world of online casino regulation is chaotic, inconsistent, and often toothless. It's a patchwork of laws that vary wildly from country to country, and even from state to state. This creates a digital Wild West where shady operators can thrive, preying on people with little fear of consequence. One of the biggest problems is jurisdiction. An online casino can be based in a tiny, obscure country, let's call it Gambloria, but it can offer its services to people all over the world. So, if you live in Ohio, and you get cheated by a casino whose servers are in Malta, and whose parent company is registered in Curacao, who do you complain to? Your local police department? Good luck with that. They'll look at you like you just asked them to arrest the internet. This global nature makes enforcement a nightmare, and these companies know it. Even in places where there is regulation, it's often playing a frantic game of catch-up. Technology moves at the speed of light. Government bureaucracy moves at the speed of a snail that's just had a very large lunch. By the time regulators have figured out how to deal with one loophole, the industry has already created 5 new ones. This isn't just a theoretical problem about servers and regulations. This has a real, devastating, and often hidden impact on people's lives. For every flashy ad showing a smiling winner, there are thousands of stories of catastrophic loss that you will never ever see. These aren't just stories about losing a bit of disposable income, these are stories about people losing everything. Their savings, their homes, their relationships, even their lives. The numbers on the screen are abstract, but the consequences are brutally real and painfully human. Consider the story of a man from the UK, a teacher who started playing online poker during lockdown out of boredom. It began with small bets just for fun, but the fun quickly spiraled. The 24/7 access meant he could gamble at any time during his lunch break, late at night when he couldn't sleep. He started chasing his losses, a classic symptom of addiction, believing that one big win would fix everything. Within a year, he had secretly drained his family's entire life savings, an amount over £100,000. His wife only found out when their mortgage payment bounced. Their life was shattered, all because of a game on his phone. Or take the example of a young college student who got hooked on online sports betting, which often functions just like a casino. He was bombarded with risk-free bet offers and saw it as an easy way to make some extra cash, but the losses piled up faster than he could comprehend. Ashamed and desperate, he took out high-interest payday loans to fund his gambling, digging himself into an even deeper hole. He fell behind in his studies, isolated himself from his friends, and was consumed by a cycle of debt and despair. His dream of a bright future was mortgaged for the fleeting thrill of a bet. How do these casinos find so many people, especially those who might be susceptible to their charms? Simple. They have become masters of targeted advertising, using your own data against you with terrifying precision. Every click you make, every site you visit, every online purchase, it's all collected, packaged, and sold to data brokers. Online casinos buy this data to build a scarily accurate profile of you. They know your age, your income bracket, your interests, and even your psychological vulnerabilities. And they use this information to hit you with the perfect ad at the perfect time. If you've ever searched for debt relief, you might suddenly see casino ads promising a quick financial fix. Yes, really. Predatory logic. Struggling with money? Offer a high-risk gamble. It's like throwing a drowning person an anchor. They target keywords tied to financial hardship, boredom, mental health struggles. This targeting gets even more sophisticated. They use retargeting pixels that follow you around the internet. Visit a gambling site once, then see that same ad everywhere for weeks. That's retargeting. A relentless digital whisper. Come back, you know you want to. For someone resisting gambling, it's psychological torture. Temptation actively hunting them down. One of the most insidious aspects of online gambling addiction is the powerful illusion of control it creates. When you're playing a game like online blackjack or poker, you feel like your skill and strategy matter. You're making decisions, you're reading the game, you're not just a passive participant pulling a lever. This feeling can be incredibly compelling, making you believe that you can outsmart the system. You think, if I just play smarter, if I just refine my strategy, I can beat the odds. But this is a dangerous and carefully cultivated delusion. Even in games that involve skill, the house still has a built-in mathematical edge. It might be small, but over time, it is statistically unbeatable. You might win in the short term, and that's exactly what the casino wants. A few early wins reinforce that feeling of control and skill. You feel like a genius, a maverick who has cracked the code. This is what reels you in, but the longer you play, the more the law of averages grinds you down. The house edge is a relentless, invisible force that ensures with mathematical certainty that your money will eventually flow from your pocket into theirs. You are not in control, you are a passenger in a car that is slowly, but inevitably, driving off a cliff. So, let's say you've realized you have a problem. You've seen the damage it's causing. You want out. You decide to quit. Delete the app, right? Oh, you sweet, naive summer child. It is so much harder than that. Online casinos make signing up and depositing incredibly easy. Minutes. But withdrawing or closing your account? You land in a bureaucratic labyrinth. A system designed to keep you in, not let you go. First, withdrawal limits. Next, processing times. You may have won a lot, but can only withdraw a tiny fraction per day or week. The rest sits in your account, tempting you. Deposits were instant. Withdrawals can take days, even weeks. Meanwhile, your money is one click away from play. Then, verification procedures, deposits, credit card number, withdrawals, full-blown background check treatment. Quitting isn't a single decision. It's an uphill battle against an industry that wants you to fail. The difficulty of quitting isn't just about tricky website design and slow withdrawals, it's about the deep psychological hooks these platforms embed in your brain. Problem gambling is not a character flaw. It is a behavioral addiction that rewires your neural pathways. The constant stimulation, the intermittent rewards, and the illusion of control create a form of psychological quicksand. The more you struggle, the faster you sink. Your brain becomes conditioned to crave the dopamine rush from gambling. In the same way a drug addict craves their substance of choice. One of the most powerful psychological factors is what's known as loss aversion. Studies have shown that the pain of losing something is psychologically about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something of equal value. This is why chasing losses is such a potent force. When you lose $100, the urge to win it back isn't just about getting back to even, it's about erasing the intense psychological pain of that loss. Online casinos are perfectly structured to exploit this. The speed of the games means you can try to win it back instantly, creating a rapid, downward spiral of betting, losing and betting more to erase the pain of the loss. Furthermore, addiction thrives in isolation, and online gambling is an inherently isolating activity. So, after all of this, what's the takeaway? Is every single person who plays an online slot machine destined for ruin? No, of course not. But you need to understand that you are not just playing a game of chance. You are stepping into a digital environment that has been expertly engineered to exploit your psychological weaknesses for profit. You are a mouse stepping into a very, very sophisticated and well-funded mousetrap. And while some mice might get the cheese and walk away, The trap is not designed for that outcome, it is designed to catch you. Is it worth the risk? Is the fleeting thrill of a potential win worth the very real possibility of financial devastation, psychological distress, and addiction? Remember that the entire industry's profits are funded by losses, other people's losses, and potentially your losses. The happy winners in the ads are the exceptions, the bait used to lure in the millions who will not be so lucky. Their business model depends on you losing. The first step is awareness. Understand the tricks they use. Reward schedules, near misses, manipulative advertising, difficult withdrawals. Know that these platforms are not your friends, they are not offering you an opportunity, they are selling you a product and the product is risk. So please think twice. If you or someone you know needs help, call the National Problem Gambling Helpline or visit their website.